Hey, what's going on, guys? This is Tuba Player NegativeAE, and I accidentally pressed X, but we turned down a different road than the one the minibus was taking, and I'm on America, huh? I love that backlog. Last we left off, freaking what's-his-name was shot by America, so we'll see what happens. I've never been there before. What were they going to do to me there? Use me as a guinea pig, cut my head open, dissect my brain? I probably wasn't going to be able to do any tourist things. I felt like screaming, but tried my best to stay calm. But there's someone I want you to meet. Hammond suddenly spoke, and then handed me something. And I took it before I even looked at what it was. When I checked, it was a normal smartphone. It's not locked. Just hit that button. Confused, I pressed the button as I was told. And then something appeared on the screen. Kudisu. Calling it. Calling it right now. Calling it. There it is. Whoa. See, I can normally tell stuff before it happens. Kudisu! Blip. Blip. It was the Amadeus Kudisu Makase. Why does the U.S. military have Amadeus? I was about to ask Hammond when, for the first time in about a month, the feeling came back. We're done already? We're out of this world? I know it's been a month. But, what was the point of coming to this world? We're going somewhere. Where are we going? I'm ready. Oh, we're back. The whole world in all its colors began to shift. There's a feeling of instability, like my brain was unable to recognize where it was. And then dizziness and a sense of falling, like you get when you're anemic. I could hear the blood vessels deep within my ears, and they sounded really loud. The sense of floating finally stopped, and my surroundings coalesced into firm shapes. Am I back? It's not the Christmas party because it's been like a month. Mayuri was in front of me. I was in the lab, in the room I knew well. There was no trace of Okinawa anywhere. I'm back. I should be glad. I should be glad I'm back. Maybe she's gonna get embarrassed if he keeps staring like that. I realized I was staring at Mayuri. I looked around the room. Dara was sitting in front of the PC like always, hunched over with his back towards me. Suzuha was reading a magazine on the couch. On the open page I could read the title, New Encephalitis Strikes Worldwide. Are you in danger? The same couch, the same cheap fridge, Dara's computer desk, that dirty curtain that cut off the development room from the rest of the lab. The wall clock, which I'd picked up out of a garbage dump, told me it was past 6. I looked at the calendar. 2010 was already gone. It was January 2011. The world line had changed again. I was back to the old world line. Something happened.
Mayuri, ここって秋葉原だよな。
Of course it is. I understand you're shocked, but of course it is. You've been through this.
違うのか。
秋葉原だよ。
It's Akibara.
今日って何
What day
日
is
だ
it
っけ？
again? It's the 21st.
ゴリバチョフ知ってるか？
Gorbachev.
バチョフ？どこかで聞いたことがあるような。
Gorbachev, I think I've heard that name.
ペレストロイカっしょ。恐ろしや。
Perestroika, yes, Russia. Or was Gorbachev back from the Soviet days?
やっぱロシアといえばプーチン
These days, when you think Russia, you think Putin. I'm sure if he was in front of me and glared at me, I'd pee my pants.
プーシンさんなら知ってるよ。
I know Putin.
ロシアの
He's the president of
大
Russia,
統領さんだよ
right?
ね。実はワンコが好きなんだよ。
Do you know he likes doggies?
竹を飼
He
って
keeps
るん
an
だって。
Akita. I saw it on the news.
大統領。そう、
Yeah, that's right.
そうだ。
He's the president.
大統領だ。
So my only thing was like, who changed it back? Was it Daru and Suzuka? Could they change it back? Mary, Daru, and Suzuka all looked at me suspiciously. Felt like a long time since anyone had looked at me that way. I was back. I no longer had to worry that I might be killed at any second. I felt incredibly relieved. But at the same time, I wondered, why had the world line changed again? I needed to calm down and think for a bit. I went up to the roof and booted up the web browser on my smartphone. Unlike during wartime, it connected immediately. I was amazed at the speed. Just getting an internet connection in the last world line had been difficult enough. I started by searching for Gorbachev, and the results came back instantly. Perestroika. Soviet Union's first and last president. The August coup d'etat and the collapse of the Soviet Union. All of the keywords I hoped to see were there. As soon as I confirmed that the Soviet Union was dismantled at the end of the 20th century and no longer existed, I closed the browser. Why had the world line shifted again? I hadn't done anything. I didn't have any way to affect the divergence value. So what had changed it? Whoever had performed the experiment in Russia had undone it? Had they watched its progress for a month and then been satisfied? Were they going to keep doing it? And if they did, would I be caught up in it each time?
寒っ。
It's so cold. It was a mistake to come outside without a coat on. Nothing I could come up with by myself would be anything more than a guess. I went back to the lab. The wreaths we put up at the entrance for the Christmas party were still up.
クリスマスパーティー
That
か。
Christmas party, huh? It had only been a month, hadn't it? Felt like a million years ago. I had no memories of what I'd done in this world line after the Christmas party.
ああ、そういえば飾り付け放置
Oh,
した
come
ま
to
ま
think
だ
of
っ
it,
け
we left the
いい
decorations
加
up.
減
We
外
should
さ
take
ない
those
と
down.
な。パーティーの時にオカリンと吹雪氏
You
が
and
倒れた
Mrs.
でしょ
Fubuki collapsed
それ
during
で
the
バタ
party,
バタ
right?
しちゃって
So
ちゃん
there
と
was a big
片
fuss,
付
and
け
we
で
all
きてないんだよ
sort
ね
of forgot to clean up.
俺と中瀬さんが倒れた。
Does Nagase also have it? Like as strong as I do? Was that when the world line changed? Everyone remembered that I'd collapsed at the Christmas party, which means I'd come back to the same world line as the one I'd been in before. If this was Russia's doing, it was terrifying to think they could control the world line to that degree. And there was one more thing. It worried me that Fubuki had collapsed too. I stood there lost in thought. Dara and Maori looked a little concerned.
オカリン
そういえば、
Come to think of it,
中瀬
I
さん
was
の
wondering
具
how
合はどうなのか
Nakase
な
is
って
doing.
思ってな。
I quickly came up with an excuse.
ふぶきちゃんまだ入院して
Fubuki's
る
still in the hospital. Damn. She just fucking... What happened?
入院
In the
も
hospital?
う1ヶ月
Even
近
though
く
it's
経
been
って
a
るの
month?
か。
本人は大丈夫だって言ってるんだ
She
け
says she's
ど
fine, but they won't let her leave.
とも退院させてもらえないんだ
I've
って
heard that lately, unless you were really, really sick, they wouldn't let you stay in the hospital for very long. Was Fubuki sick with something?
これの疑いが晴れないらしいね
They think she's got this, I guess. Suzuo whispered as she held up the page of the magazine she was reading. New encephalitis strikes the world. Are you in danger?
新型の
I borrowed the magazine. They were talking about this last November. I'd seen a glimpse of it on the news. Outside of Japan, they've lost almost 100 people, albeit with some mild symptoms. In Japan, there were 10 people being kept at hospitals for examinations, or so it said. So it had made its way to Japan. And one of those 10 was Fubuki then. Was it transmissible by air? We didn't catch it at the Christmas party, did we? I knew that getting nervous wouldn't help anything, but still, I wondered. She probably has Steins gate just like I do.
オカリンも
That would be so weird
一
though.
度病院で
Like if she was going through everything that was happening in the last game. Oh my goodness, that would be crazy. Shouldn't you go to the hospital too, Okarin?
あの時のオカリン
You were in worse shape than she was, you know?
ああ考えておくよ
Yeah, I'll think about it. I gave a half-hearted answer to Maori and turned back to the magazine. Strange symptoms being found all over the world. Cause unknown. Sudden memory loss. Memories differ from those people around you. Losing all sense of the passage of time. Losing the ability to tell the difference between dreams and reality, and sometimes having waking dreams. The article is filled with things like that. This was like...
まるで
This was just like
リーディン
reading
グしたい
Stein.
なみたいじゃないか
And it matched exactly with what Shimoyama had told me in the other world line.
随分とリアルな夢を見たりするとか
Very realistic dreams, for example.
ひどい時には白チュームというのかな
Particularly bad instances, they could almost be called waking dreams. I'm told at times you lose the ability to tell the difference between dreams and reality.
中瀬君と非常によく似た白チュームを見る
There are others who say they have very similar dreams, and not just one or two.
一人じゃない
I'd wonder back then if Fubuki possessed reading Steiner too. Maybe the reason she collapsed at the Christmas party wasn't some new disease, but the unexpected activation of reading Steiner. That would mean her diagnosis was wrong. The unnecessary tests and treatments they gave her wouldn't help a bit. It looked like I needed to talk to Fubuki. Yeah, you do. This is interesting shit. I ended up going over that day. She was at a large general hospital with a medical student department, located in Ochinamizu. It was close enough to Akihabara I could walk. Getting there was easy. Since she might get the wrong idea if I went alone, I encouraged Maori to come with me. I hoped it would look like I was only coming as an afterthought. But it ended up being a bigger deal than I expected. When they heard that Maori was going, Yuki and Kade decided to come too. Evidently, they had all been to visit Fubuki several times before, but they knew exactly where she was located, and they walked the halls without hesitation. It was almost 8 when visiting hours ended, so we needed to hurry. But as we passed by a nurse's station, there was a minor commotion. A woman in her late 40s was wearing a gray jersey and yelling at the doctors and nurses. Enough of this. When do I get to go home?
ですから
They told you, only after you've been examined and you've gotten the treatment you need.
治療なんて何にもしてないじゃない
You weren't giving me any kind of treatment. And what was that?
なんで1ヶ月も出られない
And
の
what was supposed to be a quick exam ended with me being stuck here for a month. What am I supposed to do about my job?
落ち着いてください
Calm down. There's still a lot we don't know about this disease. With proper examination and treatment, it's dangerous. Or without proper examination.
嘘テレビじゃそん
Liar.
なに
The
大変
TV
な
said
病
not
気じ
to
ゃない
worry
か
because it
安
wasn't
心
that
しろみ
bad.
たいに
ですからそれは
We've told you before. That's only if you get the appropriate treatment. One of the nurses told me you were dizzy.
あれは夕飯が遅いから
I
お腹
just
が
felt
空いて
anemic
気を
because
つけ
the
なさい
dinner
よ
was late. I'm
私は
fine.
病気な
Let
の
me go home.
さっさと退院させて
The woman was about ready to grab the doctor by the throat, several female nurses held her back, then dragged her off somewhere with reassuring words.
びっくりしたわ。
That scared me.
ふぶきちゃんは大丈
I
夫か
think
な？
Fubuki's okay. The girls hurried even faster than the hallway. Fubuki was in a 4-person room at the very end of the hallway. We hesitantly peeked inside.
この声。
That voice. We could hear him moaning from beyond the curtain surrounding Fubuki's bed. Mary went pale and hurriedly ripped them open. Fubuki made a strange noise and spun around as we came in. I looked closer and saw that she was sitting on the bed with her legs crossed, watching a TV show and the LCD TV attached to it. Her eyes were red and swollen with tears, but the fact that she had a stick of Pocky in her mouth, she was probably just crying over a soap opera.
あ、え？おお、みんな、また来てくれたんだ。
Fubuki wiped away her tears and welcomed us with her usual smile. You scared me, Yushi. I thought you were crying.
紛らわしいんだから。
You really scared us.
ごめんごめん。
Even as she apologized, she tossed another chocolate-coated stick into her mouth. Her hair was tied up, but she was wearing some kind of headgear. At first I thought it was just that she was too lazy to do her hair, but evidently not. There were cords coming out of the headgear that were attached to a belt around her waist. Were they monitoring her brainwaves? As unintrusively as possible, I took a look at the other patients around the room. They were all wearing the same headgear. They may have been giving it to all the encephalitis patients.
ふぶきちゃん、ごめんね。みんなで押し
Sorry
かけ
to
ちゃ
bring
って。
everyone over, Fubuki.
とんでもない。
Not
大
at
歓
all.
迎だ
You're
よ。
very welcome.
それに、
And I didn't think
オカリ
Okurin
ンさん
would
まで
come.
来てくれるとは思わなかった。
Fubuki stared at me intently. She'd never done that before, so I started to wonder if there was something on my face.
俺と同じように倒れたって言うから
They all said you collapsed like I did, so I got worried. How are you doing?
全然平気。なんで
Just
退院できないのか本当
I
わかんない
don't
よ。
really understand why they won't let me
毎
leave.
日毎日
Every day they
検査
just
する
do
だけ
the
で他
exams
には
and there's
何
nothing
も
for
や
me
る
to
ことな
do.
い
I'm
し。
so bored.
しかもさ、病
And
室
you're
って
not allowed to
携帯
use
禁
your
止
phone
なん
in
だよね。
rooms. If I want to send a text, I have to go all the way to the lobby. And then
夜9時
they
にな
turn
る
the
と
lights
勝
off
手
at
に
9,
消灯
so
さ
I
れち
can't
ゃう
watch
か
the
ら
late night
深
anime.
夜アニメも見られん。もう信じられない。
I really just don't believe this. Her bed was surrounded by portable game consoles, magazines, and a miniature DVD player, anything to starve off boredom. And given all the half-empty boxes of snacks, it was hard to believe the disease was as serious as they said on the news.
オカリンさんは大丈夫なの？
Are you okay, Okurin?
ああ
Yeah,
バイオリンにも言ったが
I told Maori this,
この通
but
り
I'm fine.
なんともない
そっか。よかっ
I
た。
see. I'm glad. She seemed truly relieved, but she was still staring at me. Suddenly, Kade started to fidget. Not only that, she blushed and then glanced at me, and almost started to cry. She was acting really weird.
ん？楓ちゃん？どうかした？
What's wrong?
あの。
Kade started fidgeting even more when she realized everyone was looking at her. She had no choice but to go over and whisper something in Fubuki's ear.
はあ？ふぶきちゃん、
The other girls tried to quiet Fubuki down. What happened? There was a hospital and the other patients were in the room. We couldn't make a fuss.
だって皆さん、ちょっと聞いてくださ
But
いよ。
listen to this, everybody.
ここにいらっしゃる苦島
Miss
楓
Kade
さんってば、
Kurishima
私と
here
オカリンさ
suspects
ん
me
が
of
みんなに
secretly
隠れ
dating
て
Okurin.
こっそりつけ
Now it was our turn to keep from shouting in surprise.
何を言い出すんだ
Where are you getting that from?
だってまゆりちゃんの
Because according to Mayori, you were the one who wanted to come see Fubuki today, right?
それはまあ
Well, that's, well,
そうだわ
true. There was another reason, but I couldn't say that.
それにさっ
And
きから
Fubuki and
ふぶきちゃん
Okarin
とオカリンさん
were staring longingly
愛おし
at
そう
one
に
another.
見つめ合っ愛おしそうに見つめてないか
We
ら
were not staring longingly at one another.
ねそう
It's
じゃ
not
な
that.
くて
It,
その
Fubuki tried to scratch her hair, but the headgear blocked her way, and she gave up.
ちょっとリアルな夢を
I
ね
had this really realistic dream.
リアルな夢
Realistic dream. I was startled. That may have been what I wanted to find out.
今日の夕方くらいか
It
な
was just
少し
sometime
う
this
とうと
evening.
してたんだ
I was just kind of spacing out, and there was nothing to do here, around here.
そしたらなんか
And
ね
somehow, I don't really
あんま
remember,
り
but
詳しくは
me,
覚えてないんだ
Okarin, and Yuki were all taken somewhere in a car by these scary
ユ
men.
キさんが
私も出てくるの
I was there too?
うん
Yeah. It was the same. That meant Fubuki had experienced the same things I'd gone through in the other world line. And this evening would have been the same as I was experiencing it. Same time I was experiencing it. I peeked through the curtains to make sure none of the hospital staff were around.
みんな悪いが
Sorry guys,
Nakase-san
but
と二人
can you
で
leave me alone with Nakase
話
for a
をさ
bit?
せてくれないか 違うって
It's not like that. I wasn't really sure how to handle the reaction.
それは
Is it something you don't want Mayushi and everyone else to know about?
病気のことについてなんだ
It's about her disease. Okay, I understand. Aaron nodded and went outside the curtains. The other two looked bothered, but they followed her.
あの
中瀬さん君の話した
Nakase,
夢
did
なん
this
だ
dream of yours take place in Okinawa?
も
そうだね
Yeah, that's right. I think it was
多
Okinawa.
分
I think I saw a sign saying so when I was in the car.
車に乗ってる時にそういう看板
車に乗ってたのは俺
This is
と
cool.
君
I like this.
そしてユキさん
Inside the car, there was you, me, and Yuki, and then the driver and a short man who was an SDF soldier. Yeah,
男の名前は
that man's name was Shimoyama. Fubuki suddenly went pale. A dream about being in a car in Okinawa could be written off as a coincidence, but knowing the exact name of the man in the shattered dream was a different matter entirely.
どうして
How? Why? That is interesting. I
そ
like
の
this a
男は
lot.
君に白
The
昼
man
の
talks to
話
you
をした
about waking dreams and the
ロシアの
president of
大統
Russia.
領の話も
That's right.
そして俺たち
That
は
we were
米軍
taken
基地
to a
に連れ
US
て行か
Army
れた
base. There you met up with Mayori and the others and said goodbye to me.
俺
Fubuki was too stunned to speak. There was no room for doubt. My suspicion turned into a certainty. Fubuki had a stronger reading standard than most people, and remembered the other world line as a relatively realistic dream.
夢の中でその
In the
下
dream,
山って人が
The Shimoyama guy said
オカリンさん
that you and I
と
had
同じで
both had memories of another world.
あ
Yeah.
それって
Oh shit.
本当だったんだ
Was he right?
あ
Yeah. I hesitated for a moment, but then I gave her a brief explanation of my own reading Steiner ability. The one thing I wanted to make sure she understood was that her dreams weren't caused by an illness. But her reaction wasn't what I expected.
だったら他にもいるかも
Then there
病気
may
じゃ
be
ない
others
人
who aren't sick too.
そうなのか
There are.
暇だからみんなと
There's
ね
nothing to do.
よく話を
So
する
I
んだ
talk to others a lot
自分の見た
about the
夢の
dreams we
話
have. And sometimes it's just amazing how similar they are.
びっくりするついさっきもね
There's a kid in elementary school who's in the next room. We became friends. They said they'd never been to Okinawa, but they had a dream that they were there. Tokyo had burned down and the self-defense forces saved them and took them there.
そうか。
I see. Oh no. If that was true, then it wasn't just Fubuki. There were other patients who were being kept in the hospital for no reason, who didn't have any kind of disease at all. Should I talk to the doctors?
いや、
No.
とてもじゃないが
I don't
信
think
じ
they
てもらえ
believe
る
you.
とは思えない。
And if they started to think that your delusions were
妄
getting
想がひ
worse,
どくなっ
そっか。
他の人にも
you shouldn't tell the others
まだ
yet.
黙っていた方がいい。
You don't want there to be a
騒ぎにな
fuss.
ったら大変。
Oh no, don't be pinking in our conversation. Then Yuki poked her head through the
岡
curtain.
部さん、看護師さんがこっちに来ます。
A nurse is coming.
面会時間おしまいですよ。
Visiting hours are over for today. Looked at the clock. It was well past 8.
パタパタしちゃってごめんね。
Sorry for being in such a rush, Fubuki. Next time we'll come earlier so we have more time.
ああ、マユシ、言っちゃやだ。
でも
But the nurse will get mad.
そんなの別にいいよ。
Let them get mad. Sleep with me tonight.
私と一緒に寝て。
Fubuki came back to her usual self. She grabbed Mayori's hand and held it tight. Kade I almost said Fubuki. Kade chuckled and forced her to let go.
なるべく来てあげるから。
Don't be selfish. We'll come as often as we
じゃ
can.
ダメ。
なるべくじゃやだよ。
It's not good enough. Come tomorrow and the day after. As soon as school's over. I'm so bored I could die.
暇で暇で死んじゃう。
Fubuki flayed her arms and legs about. It was a bit too deliberate if you ask me. Kade patted her on the head.
はいはい。
Right.
それじゃ
Bye-bye.
またね。
Mayori and Yuki went over to pat her too. Before long, she looked like a little puppy at a kennel being petted. We left her behind and exited the room. I was the last to leave, and before I did, I turned around and saw Fubuki staring at us from the bed. Our eyes met, so I nodded a little. It's okay. You're not sick, so don't worry. I don't know if she understood what I meant, but she nodded back. The hospital halls were strangely silent after visiting hours were over. I got a message, and it autosaved at the same time. I want to talk in private. I'll wait for you to contact me. Something in the short message made me feel very tense. After I said my goodbyes to the others, I contacted Suzuha after she told me to come to the top of the radio building. When I arrived, she was standing silently on the dark roof. There was no trace of a smile on her face. Her eyes shone in the darkness as she glared at me. I felt a shiver run down my spine. This was not the Suzuha I was used to. Maybe this was her true self? Whatever she wanted to talk to me about, I'm sure I wasn't going to like it.
悪かったね。おかりんおじさん。
Sorry to bring you out here like
こん
this,
なと
Uncle
ころによ。
Okane.
話ってなんだ。
What did you want to talk about?
うん。私はなんていうか、
I'm really not good at talking
話
to
の
people
駆け
or
引きとか
trying to persuade them,
上
you
手
know.
な情報の。
From the way she stumbled over her words, it was clearly something she didn't want to talk about.
担当直入に言ってくれ。
Just say it.
以前の
That's what the old you would have done, right?
多分そうし。
そうだね。
Yeah. You're right.
もしかして。俺
You're
のこと
trying to break this to me
気
gently.
遣っ。そうか。
I see.
ありがとう。
Thanks.
別にそんなん。
It's not really like that. Suzuha got a little annoyed and tried to say something back to me, but ended up swallowing her words.
実は俺、最初
To
は
be
ちょっと
honest,
ショックだったん
it
だ。
was a bit of a shock at first.
お前が俺のよく知って
You
る
were so different from the Suzuha that I know.
全然違う。
それは仕方ない。
I can't help it. When the world line changes, so does the environment you grew up in. And that changes your personality and how you think.
でも
Yeah, but I don't
今
think
は
that
そうは
anymore.
思わない
You're still the Suzuha I know.
鈴葉だよ
いや、やっぱり私は
No, I
違う。
really am different.
オカリンおじさんのよく知ってる。
I'm not the Suzuha Amane you know well, Okanunku.
鈴葉
今日、私は
I
オカリンお
followed
じ
you
さんの
today.
尾行したんだ。
尾行
Followed me.
そう。病院の中まで
That's right.
ずっと。
All the way into the hospital. What did she say? Why would she do that? No, I knew the answer without even asking. There's only one reason she'd do something like
俺
that.
が世界線を移動したことに気づい
You
た
realized that I jumped world lines.
あのクリスマスの夜に。
I'd always suspected that your reading Steiner might have activated on Christmas Eve.
あの日だけじゃない。
And not just then. Today, too.
それで
And now I'm
確信に
sure.
変わったよ。
I deliberately avoided telling Suzuha that the world line had changed. It was so obvious that she would react like this.
聞かせて。
Tell me,
ここはもう
is this a different
前の
world
世
line
界
than it
線と
was
変わ
before?
ってし
聞いてどうする
What will you do with the answer?
いいから答えて。
Just tell me.
これは命令だ。岡部倫太郎。
Did you just pull a gun on me? Does she know what that means? I don't know if she knows what that means. Does she know what killing me means? Look, I'm the only one that can go back and...
冗談だよな
This is a joke.
冗談でこんなことはしない。
I wouldn't do this as a joke. What is happening? What is happening? It felt like Suzuha was trying to revert who she was when I had first come to the Beta World Line. A woman who put her mission before anything else. She was so desperate it hurt to even look at her. What would happen if she shot me here? I imagined myself lying in the ground in a pool of blood. In my mind, the image overlapped with Kurisu's dead body. I closed my eyes and gripped my teeth, trying to avoid a flashback. I'd spent the last month trying to escape Okinawa in the middle of a war, but I still wasn't used to having a gun pointed at me or right at me.
もう一度聞く。
I'll ask
世
you
界
one more
線は
time.
変動したの
Did
か
the world line change? Is this a different world
以
than it
前
was
とは
before?
違う世界なのか。
Pasuza's hands were shaking a little as she held the gun. That would have been unimaginable when she first came here from the future. Maybe she was ashamed of it because she bit down on her teeth even harder. I feel like she can't kill me. She must have bit her lip when she did so because a single trail of blood ran down her jaw and dripped to the ground. I stared at the blood as I answered.
大丈夫だ
Don't worry.
俺たちは
We're in the same world
以前
line
の
as
ままの世
before.
界線
本当に。
You sure?
一度別の
It's
世界線に
true
移
that
動し
the
たの
world
は
line
事
moved
実だが
once, but we came back,
再び元に
I
戻った
think.
それをやったのは誰だ。ロ
Who was
シアか。
responsible? Russia?
だと思う
I think so.
とうとうタイムマシンの実験を開始
Which
したっ
means
て
they
ことか。
finally started experimenting with the time machine. I nodded.
それなら
She can't shoot me.
もう一刻の猶予もな
It
いじゃ
means
ない
there's。no time to waste.
連中が実験を続ければ。
If they keep
や
experimenting,
がて
something will happen that can't be
取り返
changed.
しのつかないことが起きる。
It might close the path to Steins Gate.
私はバカだ。
I'm a fool.
悩んでる場合じゃなかった。
I wouldn't have wasted time worrying, but I'm done trying to get you to change your mind.
どうする気だ
What will you do? Exactly. You can't kill me.
岡部倫太郎。
Into the book,
私の
you're
命令
gonna
に
follow my
従って
orders.
もらう。
You're coming back to July 28th with me.
拒否したら
And if I refuse,
拒否なんてさせない。
I won't let you refuse.
お前はいいのかそれで
Are you okay with that?
何？
この世界線をなかったことにしてしま
Are
う
you okay with erasing this world line?
うるさい。
Shut up. There's a horrible ringing in my ears and a fierce pain in my eardrums. A second later, the smell of gunpowder passed by my face. She really shot at me. How does that work? She can't kill me. I'd be like, you know what? Fuck you, kill me. Like, honestly?
次は脅しじゃなくて当てる。
Shoot me. What are you gonna do? If you shoot me, your whole mission is failed. It's impossible. She was glaring at me as she was about to cry. I mean, I understand my life is in danger here, but like you shouldn't trust someone who's like I wouldn't like put my faith in like that I was 100% correct that she couldn't shoot me, but like if she shoots me, I'm dead. And I can't complete my mission. So I don't understand. I tried so hard to come up with a plan, but nothing came to me. Nothing I could come up with would get her to change her mind. Why? Except explaining to her that if I'm dead, there's nothing she can do.
鈴葉オカリン何やってんだお
Suddenly I heard Daru's voice. I turned and saw he'd just come out of the door near the
父
stairs.
さん、どうして
Dad, how?
マユシとアマネシからメール
I
があ
had
った
a
んだ
message from Mayushi and
なんか鈴葉が
Amaneshi.
オカリンを呼び
They
出
said
し
you'd
たって言
contacted
うからさ
Okunin. I had a bad feeling, so I decided to look for you.
あと差出人不明
And
の
then
メ
I
ー
got
ル
a
があ
message
っ
from
た
an unknown sender.
差出人
What
不
the
明？
fuck is happening? An unknown
この
sender.
場所のマップの
Sent me a
URL
URL that led me to a map of this
もし
place.
やと思って
I thought you might be here, so I came right over.
そしたら銃声がしたか
And
ら
then I heard a
びっくりした
gunshot, and it really
っつうの
scared me. Daru's whole body was covered in sweat. Even as he spoke, large beads were appearing on his forehead. He must have really hurried.
で鈴葉そ
So,
の銃は
Suzuha,
何なん
what's with that gun?
いや鈴葉は別に何も
Suzuha wasn't actually...
何もなかったら銃なんて撃た
You
ない
wouldn't fire a
っしょ
gun if you didn't have a reason, duh.
ほら鈴葉
Come on, Suzuha.
話してみる
Out
といい
with
のだ
it.
ぜ
父さんだって本当は分かっ
Dad,
て
you
る
know
く
what
せ
it
に
is.
何が
What's that?
世界線が変動したことだよ。
The world line changed.
ロシアがタイム
Russia
マシン
started
の実験を
experimenting with
始
the
めた
time
んだ。
machine.
それって確定なん
You're sure?
だから焦ってるんじゃないか。
That's why I'm doing this.
このままじゃ何も
At
かも
this
終
rate,
わり
it'll
な
be
ん
too
だ。
late to do anything.
シュタインズゲートに到達できない。
We won't reach Steins Gate. We won't be able to stop the Third War.
大勢の人が死んで、
Lots of people
母
will
さん
die.
も死んで、
Mom will die.
何もかも
And I
回
won't be
避
able
で
to
き
stop
ない。
any of it.
それは困るよ
That would be really bad.
でもだからってさ
Still,
オカリンを脅して無理やり過去へ連れて行ったとして
how...
それでうまくいくわけ
If she kills me, there's... Am I wrong? I'm wrong. There's something that I'm missing. She could shoot out my legs, and that would suck. But, like, even... If she shoots out my legs, I still can't complete my task. It's like there's nothing she could possibly do without the gun without also sacrificing her own mission. I'm missing something. Dar's normally easygoing expression had suddenly turned serious.
タイムマシンや世界線のことを研究し始めてなんとなく分かってきたんだよね
Since I've started to research the time machine and the world lines, I've kind of figured something out.
オカリンの言う通り普通
I
の
think
やり
that
方
Okunin
じゃ
might be right
何度やって
It may be
も
possible
マ
to
キセ
save
氏の
Makaseshi
命を救うことなんてできないん
in
じゃ
the
ないか
normal way.
父さんまで何を言って
You're saying it too, Dad?
世界線のルールや因果
If
率
the
が
rules
そんな
and
簡単に変え
causality
ら
of
れ
the
る
world
なら
lines can be changed
オ
that
カリン
easily,
の言うアルファ
Okunin
世
should have
界
been
線
able
で
to save
マユシの
Mayushi
命だって救えた
in
は
the
ずっ
Alpha
しょ
world line, right?
じゃあどうしたらいいって
What
言
am
うん
I supposed to
だ
do? Dara brought his fist up to his chest.
どうすべきかを僕らは
That's what we're
研究して
researching,
るわ
right?
でも
But,
もう時間
but there's no time.
大丈夫僕に
It's
任せ
okay.
とけ
Just leave it to me.
絶
I'll
対
figure
に
something
何と
out.
か
I
してみせ
promise.
るたまには父さんの言うこ
I
とも
wish you'd listen to your
素
dad
直に
once in a
聞いて
while.
ほしいのだぜ
Dara's voice was strong and kind in a way you'd never imagine he was capable of. He softly took the gun from Suzu's hands. She didn't resist.
ほら銃なんかよりもっと
You
大
forgot
切な
something
も
that's
の
more
を忘
important
れ
than
て
the
る
gun.
よ
On cold days
今日み
like
たいな寒い
today,
日
you
に
should
こ
be
そ
wearing these.
これを使うべき
Dara took something out of his pocket. He pressed it to Suzu's hands. It's a pair of handmade gloves. It was the present Yuki that... it was the present that Yuki had given her at the Christmas party. I remembered it well.
私
When he gave her the gloves, warm tears started to flow down her face.
どうしていいのかわかん
I don't know what to do. I
ない
don't
わ
know
か
what
ん
to
な
do
くなっちゃっ
anymore.
うん
た助けて父さん
Help me, Dad. Help me, please. Suzu's shoulders shook as the tears poured down. I turned my eyes towards the time machine, a silhouette in the darkness.
俺はもう乗ら
I
ないって
decided that I'm not getting back in that thing. No matter what Daru said, no matter how Suzu had threatened me, I wasn't going back to the past. I can't look back. The next thing she knew, Suzuha was inside the time machine, wrapped up in a blanket. She must have been crying a lot because she hadn't even noticed that she'd come inside the time machine or that Rintaro had left. Her dad was next to her. He was also wrapped up in a blanket, and he was looking at her.
落ち着いた
Have you calmed down?
今何時
What time is it? She wiped away the tears as she asked.
もうすぐ日付が変わるよ
It's almost a new day.
ごめんこんな時間まで付き合わせて
平気平気
It's fine, it's fine.
前にも言ったっしょ父さんのこ
Told
と
you before.
いくらでも
Can
頼っ
always
ていい
count on
の
your
だぜ
The time machine's hats were still open, and the cold air was pouring in. Each time they spoke, they could see their breath turn white. The machine was still silent. They could use the life support system in the cockpit to keep out the cold, but she didn't want to waste the energy. She rubbed her cheeks with her glove-covered hands. The gloves Yuki gave her were very warm, and her hands were the one part of her that wasn't cold.
僕さいつか必ずオカリンも僕らと
I think
一緒に
someday Okadin's gonna work with
いや
us.
違うな
No.
僕らの先
He's
頭
gonna
に
be
立
our
って
leader. Suzu was a little surprised to see Itaru speaking seriously. Normally, all ever Daru did was screw around.
未来ガジェット研究所は
Future Gadget Lab only exists because of Okadin.
今はちょっと腐ってるけ
He's
ど
having a hard time right now, but he'll get over it.
後
And then
に
Kyoma Hoyin will
が
arrive.
蘇るわけ
You know,
不死
the
鳥の名は
name
伊達じゃない
Phoenix isn't
的
just
な
for show.
その時が来たら多分オカ
And
リン
when
は
that time comes,
自分からタイ
Okadin
ムマ
will
シン
probably
に
get in the
乗
time
る
machine
よ
himself,
鈴葉
without
に
you
言われ
needing
な
to
くて
tell
も
him
ね
to. Suzu realized Daru was trying to make her feel better. Suddenly, deep in her heart, she felt a little warmer.
父さんすごく
Dad,
恥ずかし
do
い
you
こと言
realize
って
how
るの
embarrassing the things you're
自
saying
覚
are?
して
うわですよね
Yeah, you're right.
オカリン本人の前じゃ口が
No way I
裂け
could
て
say
も
that in front of
言えないな
Okadin.
私明日
I'm
ま
going
で
to
に
write a
手
letter
紙
to
書くよ
Okalokudin before tomorrow.
直接顔見て話すと
If I try to talk to him
また変な
directly,
感じになっちゃう
I'll
から
end up acting weird again. Yeah, like shooting at me.
ごめんなさいっていうのと
I'll tell him I'm sorry
もうちょっとだけもがいてみる
and that I'm going to keep fighting a little longer.
だからオカリンおじさ
So
んにも
I want him to
考
just
えてみ
think
てほ
about
しい
it.
ってそうは言っても
But
実は
still, there's really not a lot of time left.
時間ないってロシア
Not a
が
lot
実
of
験
time
を開始したから
because Russia started their experiments.
実は
You
タイム
see,
マシンを制御してる
the internal
量子
battery
コン
for
ピ
the
ューター
quantum
の内蔵
computer
電
that
池
controls the time machine is just
熱が
about
切
to
れ
run
そう
out.
なんだ
マジ
Seriously?
前に話したよね
I told you that the
か
time
なりを探すため
I
に
told you I used the time machine a lot starting in 1998
1998年から
in order to look for
何度も
Kagure.
マシンそれは当初の
That
計
wasn't
画
part of
で
the
はなか
original
った
plan.
ほど当然マシンを
Of
制御
course,
するコンピュータ
that
ーの
meant I had
使
to
用回
use
数
the
も
computer that controls the machine more than I'd meant to,
それでバッテリーが消耗したっつうこ
and
と
that
か
drained the battery.
マシンそのものの燃料よりそっちの方
The
が深
battery's
刻な
actually
んだよ
closer to running out than the fuel.
マシンを正確に
It'll
制
be
御
hard
し
to make
て
the
ジャン
machine
プさせ
jump
る
the
こ
way
と
it's
が
supposed to.
バッテリーだったら交換
If
とか
it's
充電
just
と
a
かすれ
battery,
ばいい
can
ん
we
じゃね
swap it or recharge it?
無理だよ
No.
ちょっとだけその内蔵電池
Can I take a
見さ
little
せて
look
も
at
ら
it?
っていいかな
Suzuha nodded and pointed to a piece at the core of the machine. Dara leaned his huge body forward to take a look. But soon he gave out a moan of confusion.
なんぞこれ
What is this thing? The battery was the same size as the cars, but it was a product of 2036's technology. Dara lived in the year 2010. There's probably no way he could understand it. From Dara's perspective, it might as well have been a black box of unknown technology. A quick look wouldn't tell him anything about how it was built or how it would work. There was one reason why Suzuha had agreed to let him look at it.
2010年の技術で何とかする
I
の
don't
は
think you could do anything with 2010's technology.
言うなればそれは使い
It's
切りの
basically
電
the
池
same
と
as
同
the
じ状態ってこ
disposable
と
battery. You
充電
can't
も
charge it
交
and
換
you
も
can't
でき
swap
ない
it out.
この時代のバッテリーか発電機に換
Can
算する
you
のは
replace it with a battery or generator from this time? Suzuha shook her head helplessly.
とっくに試したよ
I tried that a long time ago,
でも不
but
可
it
能
didn't
だっ
work.
たルミ姉さんに頼んで
I asked Big Sis
車の
Rumi
バ
to
ッテ
get
リ
me
ー
the
を
car
用意しても
battery,
らったんだ
one of the big ones
ト
they
ラッ
use
ク
in
と
the
かに
trucks.
繋いでみたら
I hooked it up and it didn't last a second.
なんだと
What did you just say?
ガソリンを使う発電機も試
I
して
tried
み
a
たけ
gas
ど
powered generator and it
それ
didn't
もダ
work
メだっ
either.
たガソリンが何ガロン必要なのか
Can't even imagine how much gasoline you'd need.
だいたい
And we can't fit that much gas inside the machine
マシ
anyway.
ンにはルミ姉さんねものすごく無
Big
理を
Sis
して
Rumi
くれ
went
て
through a lot of trouble to get me
最
more
新
of
の
the
燃料
latest
電池まで手に
fuel
入れ
cell
てくれたんだよ
batteries. But even that wasn't good enough.
未来の技術ってすげえのな
Future tech is
こ
amazing.
んな小さなも
All
の
that power
が
on
そ
something
んな
this
大
small?
電力を賄ってるっつうわけ
Doi was staring in amazement at the futuristic battery.
SF 映画みたく生
If
ゴミ
only
を
we
電
could
気に
use
変えられた
garbage
ら
as
な
fuel, like in that one science fiction movie.
で
Back to the
このバ
future.
ッテリーあとどれくらい持ち
So
そう
how
な
long is it gonna
多
last?
分あと1回か
Probably
2
one or
回ジャン
two
プし
more
たら
jumps at most.
たったそれだけ
That's all.
しかもこうやってマシンが
And
停
even
止してる
while the
間
machine
にさ
shut down, it's still not
重力場や
calculating
座
gravity
標点の
fields and
計測
positional
装置なん
coordinates
かはずっ
constantly.
と動いてるから
Even if we don't jump, the
Jump
battery will
しなくても。
eventually run out.
残ったバッテリーで正確な
We've
ジャ
got
ンプを
another
する
6
には
months of battery at most before we lose the ability to do an accurate jump.
マキセ・クリスを救いに行けるタイミン
So
グ
that's
も
all the time we have to save Kurusu Makase. Suzuha grabbed onto Ituru's back and took a deep breath. It was squishy, and it felt good.
バッテリーが切れてマシンのコ
What
ントロ
happens
ー
if
ル
the
を
battery
失っ
runs
たら
out and we can't control the time or the machine?
カーブラックホールの制御も効かなくなるし
Wait, hold
イ
on.
ベント
I had to look at this log. Why did Suzuha ask the question if she's then replying to herself? I guess she's just kind of like explaining. We lose control of the curved black hole and are trapped beyond the event horizon for eternity.
縁起でもないこと言ったらダメだお。
It's in the last game. Don't even say that stuff. It's bad luck.
ごめん。
Yeah, sorry.
でもそこっ
But
て
I
さ、
wonder what it's like.
どんな場所なのかな。今みたいに静かな時間
I
が
wonder if it's calm and quiet like this, and it just stays that way for eternity. I think that's
だっ
death.
たらそれでも
Maybe that wouldn't be so
いいや。
bad. As she clung to her father's warm back, Susa started to feel very sleepy. If she let her guard down for a moment, she was sure to fall asleep. She'd been trained to fight it on the battlefield, but this wasn't the battlefield, and she was exhausted from crying. Maybe it wouldn't be so bad to let herself sleep once in a while. She sat down and held her knees like a child, and then softly closed her eyes.
そっか。結局鈴葉
You
は
see.
この夏までに
So Susa's
必
leaving
ず行っ
before
ちゃうん
summer
だな。
ends, no matter what
た
Okarin
とえオ
decides.
カリンがどんな結論を出すとしても
Just before she fell asleep, she thought her heard her father talking to himself. Back to Okabe. At that, oh look, we're with Kurusu. Oh, and Maho.
まさにパラダイス。
We're talking about. Looks like Denios, or like freaking like a flea market. Anyway, thank you guys so much for watching. We're gonna end it right here, because I know that we're gonna get into stuff, especially since Kurusu is on the screen. That is interesting. Thank you guys for watching. If you guys liked it, leave a like button. Why do I say that? And subscribe if you haven't done so already, because I upload a lot of stuff similar to this, as well as roguelikes if you're into that. I hope to see you guys in the next episode, whatever it may be, and peace out, you guys.